So I'm going to give it a sec. I am going to give it a sec, Rodolfo.
Please
Sometimes
do.
I can't tell if it's frozen.
That is yeah. Somehow I'm not feeling that that's a good thing, because that makes me sound super boring. But thank you.
No, look, you're just very poised. You're very poised.
Yeah, this is true.
All right.
Great posture.
Very good posture. Welcome back, everybody, to Wine Wednesday. We've got a big one today. We've got a guest who's going to be joining us in about 10 minutes. Markus Gladitsch. He's going to be showing us some really, really cool digital art. And it all kind of pairs together. So we have been teasing this on social for a little while now. But we have a very exciting wine drop for our members happening tomorrow. So we're going to start with that. We're going to talk about how Markus and his work are now married to that and connected to that, and why it's so cool and why I've been so excited about this Wine Wednesday for weeks now. But before we get started, first rule of Wine Wednesday is grab a glass if you're watching live. If you're watching this later, honestly, same advice. This is our midweek ritual where Rodolfo and I get geeky about wine. I usually roast him a little. It goes back and forth. Rodolfo, you just got back from Miami. How was it?
Was fantastic. A little touch and go with the mega storm here in the U.S., but there are worse places to get stuck. We did a we did a fantastic 100-point wines blind tasting for a group of folks in Miami, and it couldn't have gone any better. I had them all stumped. Yeah, it was themed.
If I had been there, it would have surely been like a little bit better. I wouldn't have even had to talk about the wine because you do that so well. But can you at least give me some credit and say that it would have been more fun if I had been there?
It would have been more fun, for sure. You bring that X factor.
Right. Fantastic. No, but tell me. So you got them all stumped. It was a blind tasting.
Blind theme tasting. So, I mean, come on. I gave them something to go on, right? Like, it wasn't just 3 random wines. And we had represented California, Italy, and Bordeaux. I thought that was a decent lead for folks. Again, each wine was 100 points and was supposed to be like an hour-long tasting. After 2 hours, we were still going, chatting, and having a lot of fun. Given the size of the group, which was just right, I brought 1 bottle of each wine. Ended up going through 2 bottles of each wine. A lot of folks said they had to repeat or revisit the wine in order to guess, and I'm like, yeah, I get what revisit means. So
I would have done the same. Let's be honest.
But the spoiler is that it was Merlot, and we just had a blast. We had a good showing from our membership there, and also from folks who weren't members yet, but I'm very confident they will be soon, because these are the sort of perks you get when you're a member.
Well, I am looking forward to the membership growing. I heard there was lots of interest, so that's exciting. Good job, Rod. Let's get to our wine drop. We're glad to have you back. Whenever Rodolfo is back at that desk, great things happen, and a great thing is going to happen tomorrow for our members. So we are releasing a very, very special wine. I know I say that all the time, but honestly, this is what we do. So it's like, one tops the next. You know what? I'm not exaggerating. It's legit. What have we got? What have we got coming tomorrow, Rodolfo?
So it's pretty special. It really is. Château Palmer at the
already mic drop.
Already a mic drop. Many people's favorite Bordeaux, hands down. It has a real following. Decided in the early 2000s, they wanted to pay homage to the way their wine was crafted in the 19th century. So in the 1800s, they and a lot of the flagship, classified growth Bordeaux, it was customary to bring wine from the Rhone to Bordeaux to give the wine additional power and complexity and another dimension. So they would go to the northern Rhone, particularly to Hermitage, which is famous for Syrah. They'd bring some back and add about 10% of Syrah to Bordeaux. So Palmer wanted to revisit that tradition, and ever since, they do this only in acclaimed vintages. They will do like a 4,000 bottle release, which is a little over 300 cases. That's nothing if you think about the global scale of Bordeaux. They'll do what they call the 19th century edition, and it is borderline impossible to get your hands on. It's really hard to find, but when you do, which we have, it makes me kind of giddy with anticipation to be able to bring this to the membership.
Well, if Rod is giddy, then
yeah,
so am I. Then so am I.
Exactly. I don't get giddy easily, so. But this is a kind of a silver bullet wine in my book.
All right. Yeah, it's not I wouldn't say it's a casual find. This is a collector's know moment. So, all right. Cuvée harks back to the 19th century. We've got 10% Syrah from Hermitage. Hermitage has to be. I go back and forth between, like, I love Cab Franc, but I also love Syrah. And look, if you're gonna taste Syrah, Hermitage is where you go. Like, it's only 10%, but what that does to the Bordeaux blend is just like, it's very cool. It's very unusual, obviously. So really, really excited about that. I've never tasted it. Have you tasted it?
No, I haven't been able to get my hands on it up until now. I've seen bottles, but usually they're committed. Like, if you run across the bottle, somebody's already bought it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting now because that scheme, or that construct of the 10% Syrah from Hermitage, that with the current laws of the AOC, the Appellation d'origine contrôlée, you can't do this. It's not permissible in Bordeaux for the Bordeaux classification. So the wine is just a vin de France. It is technically a French table wine, because they're doing something that's outside of their appellation's permissible parameters, which is crazy, right? For a wine that has a cult following among collectors and investors, to have such a quote unquote ordinary classification just because they're breaking the rules.
I mean, you see this with Super Tuscans, right? This is
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. You break the rules. Hey, you might be making a phenomenal wine, but unless it's like typicity, regional typicity,
Yep.
which is great. I think that's fantastic. That's why we have, that's why when Rodolfo and I host blind tastings, we actually know what we're talking about, because there is regional typicity. If there wasn't, it would be very, very, very hard to become a sommelier or build a wine career, because God knows it'd be bananas. It'd be bananas. I wonder if you'd get this in a blind tasting, Rodolfo.
I wouldn't want to. These wines they'll throw you, because again, they're not within the structures that we learn as wine people. So in a blind tasting, some might even argue it's just not fair to throw a wine like this.
Well, I wouldn't be crying about it if someone poured me a glass of that.
No, I'd drink it. I just probably wouldn't be extremely confident about my write-up.
Yeah, fair. All right. So look, this is a wine that is only released in acclaimed vintages, right? How often does that happen?
Oh boy, on average in Bordeaux, there's probably 3 a decade, in a good decade. They average that, and then they have what I would call middling vintages, and then they have challenging vintages as well. It's a maritime climate, so it's variable due to it being maritime and with its proximity to the Atlantic. So you're going to get the great, but you're also going to get the challenge. It's not like Napa, which has this sort of fairly consistent climate that they can rely on most years. So Bordeaux really does have variation, and that's why they don't make this wine every year.
All right. Okay, so let's break it down. We've got a minute or two left, and then I want to bring in our guest. Okay, Rodolfo, without giving away all of the members only details, how much of it do we have? How do members get it? I mean, our members know what to do, but for those of you who are interested in Club Deepen, how does it work?
So we'll drop the wine tomorrow. We drop it at 1. We announce earlier in the week when we're going to drop it, so everybody is. So it's a fair, and we do it in the early afternoon Eastern time, US. It's the one time I get to set the time, and I set it to US time since I'm the only one here. So then we'll drop it, and we have a very limited amount. Comes in 3 packs, and we have a couple dozen at most. So given the size of the membership, I'm quite confident that will sell out.
I'm quite confident about that too.
I'm
quite confident about that. So, all right, members, you know what to do. If you are not a member of Club Deepen and you are interested, let us know. You can reach us on all the social platforms under Deepen Labs or Club Deepen. I know our email addresses are certainly all out there. You can reach me at j@clubdeepen.com, Rodolfo at r@clubdeepen.com, or you can head over to clubdeepen.com. Wow, shocker. Okay, amazing. So whenever there's a wine that has this much depth, the question kind of becomes, how do you communicate something this emotional without over-explaining it? And I think that this is a really good segue where art enters, right? So art and wine have a lot in common. And there is one person who I met recently who I am very, very excited to welcome on to this live stream. Markus Gladitsch is a sommelier and creative consultant working in the intersection of wine, art, and emerging technologies. Welcome, Markus. You are a niche, man.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you for having me. Hey, Rodolfo. How are you doing?
Good,
so
Markus.
Glad to have you. So, okay. So let me give a little bit of background here. So Markus, actually originally, Markus is now a member of Club Deepen, reached out, interested in club. We got to chatting. He speaks our language. So Markus showed me this piece of digital art that he was working on. I think it was a hobby, right? It was just like a project. You were the original one that you did for the champagne that you showed me. And it blew me away that this super talented sommelier based in Austria was like so into the digital art space. You know, it's very rare to come across people like you, Markus. So we got to chatting. We started talking about the wine drops that were coming up, and Markus put together something incredible for this wine drop. So Markus, I don't want to like give it all away. But you know, I know you've got a presentation to show us there. I mean, it's artwork that explains the wine without explaining it. So I want to give you a minute to kind of set the stage.
Thank you, Jana. So Hello again. I'm Markus Gladitsch. I'm a professional sommelier from Austria, and I have been working in wine for many, many, many years. And at the same time, as Jana mentioned, I've been deeply involved in digital art, technology, AI, and also crypto. And now it's getting time to bring all these different topics together.
Yes.
It's the moment, Jana. It's the moment.
I feel it. I feel it.
So I want to create an intuitive way to understand what the wine is before you taste it. I know that sounds a little bit weird, and that's the main reason why we prepared a little presentation, to show you a little bit the idea behind the whole approach. I hope you're ready for some digital art, for some interesting approaches, to connect or to communicate wine in a totally different way.
I'm so excited.
Let's go for it.
So excited. Markus is going to share his screen, and I'm just going to give it away. When he showed me this at first, it was like goosebumps. This is so cool. So here we go, Markus.
Okay, here we go. Give me a second.
No worries.
Yes, let's do this. Presentation. Here we go. Okay, basically it's all about making the invisible visible. 2 days ago, I don't know if you're familiar with Refik Anadol. He's one of the greatest digital artists, and he's making so fascinating stuff. And he said, art has one ability, and art has many abilities, but the one ability that makes it so special is that art can make the invisible visible. And this is what I'm trying to do with the work. It's about to bring structure, energy, tension into a digital expression of identity. And we are going to do that today with Château Palmer, the Historical Century Edition 2014. I think it's an awesome wine. It's actually a bit weird that none of us has actually tried it. I was at the masterclass 2 years ago, and I even tried the white Palmer, which is super rare, but I haven't tried this one for now. Normally, I try the wines over weeks before I make these kind of representations. But I think we made a good job here together, Jana.
Yeah, I was going to say, turns out these are the kind of wines we work with where like all three of us, these wines are so rare. So this is super cool. Let's tie it together.
Okay, so when you start this kind of project, it's super important to identify a core identity of the producer and the wine. Palmer, for me personally, it's about precision, it's about depth, and it's about quiet intensity, quiet power. For a left side Bordeaux, Margaux, Chateau, it's unusual to have this amount of Merlot in the plant. So there is so much power, so much silkiness, so much approachability in the whole thing. And I really tried to reflect this. This was one of the main points. But then because of this biodynamical approach that Palmer is having, I think Palmer was one of the first really biodynamic producers after Ponte Canet. And you feel this, you really feel the energy, you feel the tension. And normally you don't find this in Merlot-driven wines, in my opinion.
No, and I think there's something else to say about what you just said, like this, like quiet confidence. Can we just address that? Quiet confidence. This is very sexy. Quiet confidence. Let's go, Palmer. All right. Also happens to be very rare, like this wine. Sorry, I interrupt. This is what happens.
Okay, so then the idea was, okay, how can you bring this quiet confidence in to the wine, to this digital interpretation? So I decided to go for Caravaggio on the one hand side to give the whole thing this traditional kind of approach. Caravaggio, it's all about light and shadow. And this is also Palmer for me, intensity, light and shadow, deepness. And then there is the second layer. It's actually from William Mapan. I think not many people are familiar with this digital artist, but I'm quite sure he will be one of the most important figures of contemporary art in the next couple of years. And this is actually the dragon. It's my dragon. I minted it 4.5 years ago on the Tezos blockchain. And I use this as inspiration to bring, you know, the energy to this kind of traditional deepness that Caravaggio is bringing. So that's the idea. Let's go further.
Very cool. Very cool.
Okay. Yeah, I already spoke a little bit about that. So it's all about this luxury timelessness that Caravaggio is bringing. And then we have this organic complexity. And the whole thing should be modern yet rooted, emotional yet controlled. That should be the language that this visual interpretation of Palmer should combine. Okay, then these dual forces are also a super important topic in the whole process, because here you have a unique thing. I mean, Rodolfo already mentioned we have an unusual circumstance. It's Bordeaux that meets a different appellation, which is totally unusual for this time. And so I wanted to speak about these two different things coming together. And also structure meets energy, heritage meets modernity. And the biodynamic sensitivity and the precision behind it should reflect all this. Yeah, I wanted to have a quiet conversation and not a clash between two different figures that are coming together. It's the Northern Rhone that is meeting, that wants to get into the world of the Bordeaux blend.
Oh my God, this is so cool. So I'm gonna stop you for a second. But all right. So what we've got so far from this is you chose Caravaggio, right? This is like the light is doing the emotional work. When we talked about this, when you first showed this to me, it made so much sense. And I got to tell you, I have a wine background. I do not have an art background. And when I first looked at this, I was like, okay, we have this, it's like drama without noise, you know, it's like the shadow equals the tension. And then you brought in Mapin, which I had never heard of William Mapin. And you brought that in, and it's like this, like very controlled energy all of a sudden that comes through. And it so speaks to the wine. So now, okay, we're getting to the two kind of forces. I don't want to go too far here. I'll let you carry on. I just think this makes so much sense.
Yeah, I'm glad that you see it like that, Jana, because mostly when you have a great wine, mostly two different things are coming together. It's about liveliness and deepness. It's always about two different things that are meeting in a specific kind of center that makes the whole thing great. And here you have this kind of traditional part, and then you have this kind of modern part that gives the whole thing the structure it definitely needed. Yeah, thank you that you see it like that. Yeah, and here I always make these kind of videos. So you always need a first frame, and then you need a last frame. And this is like the abstraction from this first draft here. So this is the final image start frame, you know, where you have on the left side, you have this Northern Rhone kind of energy spiciness that is trying to get into the Bordeaux-ish world here. Yeah, duality without and it was super important that the whole thing is abstract, not so much human figures. I think that was an important part. You have still this graininess of Mapin and this light, this darkness and the light interplay of Caravaggio. And then the question was, okay, I need an end frame. So these two things, they have to come together and blend to this wonderful century edition of Palmer. And this is now the end frame of it. Still about light and tension, energy as grain from Mapin. Animation concept. Yeah, and animation. There are so many different layers you can play with to convey a feeling of a specific product, and animation is super underrated. So I mean, this blend, it's not born in a second. It was actually fermented or in barrique barrels, and then for about 2 years in barrique barrels. So it's a slow process. There was no rush, no spectacle, pure tension. And now after about I don't know, 2014, about 12 years, we have the possibility to try this kind of stuff. So it's a slow process where all these different components have the possibility to come together. And that should be reflected in this kind of animation. Yeah, I would love to show it here.
All right, are we ready? That's cool.
So that's just one part of it. The viewer feels heritage, depth, silkiness, precision without needing words. Yeah, that's the key. Yeah, in a short attention world, you need these kind of authentic representations more and more, in my opinion.
This is awesome. This is really good stuff.
Okay, let's stop this here. Okay, unfolding. Okay, then the sound of assemblage. So I created also the right sound for it. It's also one of the different layers how you can communicate it, the whole thing. In this case, it's minimal cello-based kind of thing. And yeah, here these two regions are so important, and so that's the reason why I also mentioned it in the song. So there is a girl whispering Palmer, 2 origins, 1 soul. If you would like to, if we have the time, then I would like to play just, I don't know, 20 seconds of this 2-minute version, and maybe we just take a good sip of our wine, or don't we have the time for a sound now?
Absolutely. Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's do this.
Two origins, 1 soul.
Okay, so I think that should be enough. I got
Oh my God.
pieces of
I haven't
wine.
heard it. I haven't heard that much of it. It's like, it's so haunting. Goosebumps.
I was not 100% about sure about it, and then I sent it to you, and you said it, Markus, it's just on point. Don't overcomplicate it. It's wonderful.
But I didn't hear that
Thank you.
much of it. That is so cool.
We can make a Palmer soundtrack. You know?
Yes. Okay. I'm feeling it. Look, the pity of that, unfortunately, is, look, when we put this on social media, you can hear the sound and it's awesome. Now, the digital cork, unfortunately, when people go into the deepen app and view their cellar, you're not going to hear the sound. Maybe we can bring that in one day. But it's such a pity. So I'm so glad that we have this moment to like feature it. And we will pull this clip and we will post the art with the sound everywhere. So yeah,
Absolutely.
it's so good. It's so good. Very, very
Thank
cool.
you. So should we just show the final digital cork?
I think it's time. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Two origins, 1 soul. Two origins, 1 soul.
Here we go. That's the final interpretation of Palmer Century Edition 2014.
By Markus Gladitsch. I love it. It's so good. It's so perfect to me. So guys, this is like the cherry on top of this wine drop. This is like the real world asset that is the wine on chain. And this is the digital cork artwork. So usually the digital cork is this beautiful creative, and it usually goes through sort of like the beats of where the wine comes from, how it's made. And Markus, I'm just going to get you to stop sharing there. So where the wine is made, where it comes from, and a little bit of history. And it goes through these 4 beats. And that's very traditionally how we have always made our digital corks. And I think that this is such a cool special edition wine, special edition digital cork, that really explains the wine without explaining the wine. It's perfect. So really, really appreciate it, Markus. Like, you nailed it out of the park. I don't think you say nailed it and out of the park. I think you say you knocked it out of the park, but you nailed it and you knocked it out of the park.
There you go.
What do you think, Rodolfo?
No, it's on point. I love it. Which I said from the beginning, from the first time I saw this.
No, I think your reaction was, wow.
Yeah, I think that may have been it. Not as many words, but here's here's an incentive for us to see if we can develop digital corks with sound.
Look, this is reason enough for me. Let's push that. We got so many things to build. But no, this is really, really cool. I think this is the members are for sure gonna love it. The community is gonna love it. I know we have started to tease it out already. And we're gonna be sending this recap out, and as well, I mean, the wine's gonna go out tomorrow. The official drop happens. So really, really excited for the world to see this one. And I'm just so glad that we can share the digital cork video with more people than can actually buy the wine, because it would be a pity if only those few people actually could see this. So really, really great. Thanks, Markus. And I want to know, what are you working on next? I know you did a big Canadian campaign.
Yeah, I mean, that's something totally different. Yeah, there is an Austrian wine. It's called Felix. And I made a Christmas campaign for Felix. It's like a Almöhi, if you want to put it like that I animated. So yeah, a totally different thing, but it's also a specific identity that I try to bring out in the world. But it's more this superficial kind of approach. But this kind of stuff, that's really what I love to do, to reflect the deepness of a specific product, and to get this possibility here with you guys. It's just awesome. I really love it. Thank you very much. That's definitely appreciated. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We really, really, I mean, look, I'm so excited for the wine drop tomorrow. I'm always excited for our wine drops. I'm very excited for this wine drop, because it's just something that's so, it's all the synergies. It's everything that we talk about. It's everything that, we preach, and you kind of rolled it all into this one beautiful masterpiece. So really, really great. Really appreciate it, Markus. Thank you so much. And we're so happy to have you in the club. So thanks a lot.
Incredible.
We have one more announcement to make. Markus, feel free to stick around. If you've got wine to drink with your beautiful wife, then I understand that too. We're gonna wrap it up in a couple of minutes here. But yeah, Markus, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Rodolfo.
Thank you.
See you.
Thanks. See ya. All right, guys. So the last big announcement, it's actually more of a teaser. This is what happens. We know I dropped the alpha, but it's not that alpha because we teased it out on social the last couple of days, but it's been a lot of posts you've probably seen that are more like, watch this space, see what's about to happen. Well, we are about to launch a way to buy wine that is brand new. That sounds pretty wild. Well, it is. It's very, very cool. So look, at deepen, we spend a lot of time fixing broken systems, right? Wine's been around for 1,000 years. It's pretty old school. There's a lot of things that are outdated and don't work very efficiently. And that's what we've been building towards fixing for 4.5 years. But wine is not really about systems, right? We can improve the systems and we can build the rails for the future, and that's what we do. But really, at its core, wine is about moments, right? It's about sharing wine and sharing moments with your loved ones. It's about, you know, whether it's just that everyday bottle of wine or that milestone bottle that you've been thinking about, wine is connected to events, special occasions, the people that we love to spend time with. And so for Valentine's Day coming up, don't forget, I know all you crypto bros, you know, you're very like wired in, but like, don't forget Valentine's Day is coming up. Okay. You don't want to get in trouble. So Rodolfo, you also don't forget. There's this, like, I think people freeze. Rodolfo, you and I have lots of experience in wine, but I think a lot of people would walk into a grocery store or a wine store and look at the shelf and just like freeze.
Oh yeah.
Everything looks the same, right?
The same.
Ugh.
It's like, here's aisle A with Cabernets starting with the letter A through the letter B. And then there's the next aisle, Cabernet, letter C through D. And it's just thousands of options and no way to differentiate.
Yeah. And like, it just feels harder than it should, especially on a holiday like Valentine's Day, when it's really like a don't mess this up kind of vibe, right? Like you got like that one night to like impress, right? Anyways, I'm rambling. But so we have partnered with Nomu. You know, they've shown pretty publicly how surprise, intention, and upside can create real momentum. They did an amazing collaboration with Monkey DAO. So head on over to our X and check out the partnership announcement that we made today. You are on X, most of you watching this, but a lot of you are on YouTube too. So make sure you check out our recent posts and our exciting partnership announcement with Nomu. People tend to fall in love with reveals. So Nomu has put together this incredible concept. We are working on this with them to, basically build a new way to buy wine. This is called Deepen Reveal. So you're going to start seeing that. Deepen Reveal, Rituals of Love. It is a curated blind reveal wine experience. And it's, I don't want to give everything away. Again, this is supposed to be the alpha teaser, but you know me, if you've been watching these for a couple of years, I tend to spill it all over. But we are going to do an AMA next week, Dave and I, to kind of go over this, and we'll be able to point you to a few interesting sites, or an interesting site, and we'll have a lot more material to show you there. But basically, waitlist goes live tomorrow. What we're talking about is it's kind of a gamified wine experience, but everybody walks away with a bottle. We've got one bottle kind of carefully curated. Every bottle is exceptional. Some are true collectibles. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't choose the bottle, you choose the moment. Okay. So your choice anxiety is gone. Your delight is restored. It is a gamified wine experience. I'm very, very excited to tell you more about it. But again, I don't want to give too much away. Tomorrow, you're going to see our official announcement, and you'll learn a little bit more. But tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow, we've got a big post to look forward to on that. We've got our wine drop. You get the opportunity to buy a very rare bottle of wine with a very cool piece of digital art attached to it. And yeah, members, you know what to do. I would say thank you, Rodolfo, for making it back through the storm to join us for Wine Wednesday, for stumping everybody on a blind tasting of 100 Point Wines in Miami a few days ago. Pretty friggin' cool. And you know what? I thank myself for not breaking any bones on my ski trip in XIXᵗ. So I did get a sunburn, but that's just fine. On that note, I'd say we did it. We did it. We'll see you again next week.
All right.
Rodolfo, I never let you get a word in edgewise, do I?
No, but it's fine. I mean, I think you more than fill the air with your words.
Fantastic. All right. Well, everybody, thank you very, very much for joining us. And again, keep an eye on our socials. Tomorrow's a big day. And members, keep an eye on those inboxes. You know what to do. Thank you, Rodolfo. And thanks,
everyone.